The No Talent Show is a Light-O-Mind media production. We want to remind you to subscribe to The No Talent Show on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, Pocket Cast, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, or wherever else you listen. And remember to leave a review. If you're confused, just remember that 5 stars is the correct number of stars. And if you enjoy our show, share it with friends. And if you hate it, share it with your enemies. If you have some spare change, you can find a link on our show notes. You can send a tip our way, which helps us continue producing this wonderful show. You can find The No Talent Show at thenotalentshow.com and the rest of Light-O-Mind Media's podcasts and radio shows at lightomindmedia.com. And we're back!
Hey, we're back. We are back.
Wow. This is the No Talent Show, the only podcast made for those who live in the Central Valley, for those who miss the Central Valley, and for those who long to live in the Central Valley. As always, we have our cast of characters, an educator, a video professional, and a very well-bearded man,
Thank you.
Marty Stupidasso.
That's me. I'm happy to be here as always.
We have actor, woodworker, and possibly lab tech, I don't know, and always full of facts, Eric Oram.
Hey, what's happening?
We have actor, educator, tire salesman, Don Schlicks.
Well, hey, it's good to be back, and I think I did all 3 of those things today.
Yeah, did you really?
Yeah, all 3.
That's awesome, actually. And then you have myself, Maxwell DeBoss. But here's the thing. We just brought this up a second ago because we feel really bad. I was trying to remember. I've known you for a long time. I actually have I didn't know.
Yeah,
I
we
had
don't know.
some weird memory.
We found out last week that you're essential. Your job was essential.
Yes, I'm essential.
And
Yes.
we joked about what your possible job could be.
I had a memory that you might have been a lab tech or a propane salesman. I didn't know.
I think they go together, right? Especially if you're cooking meth. So,
Yeah, good point.
yeah. Yes. Maybe we should do an episode.
That's what we were thinking. Guess your
does
job.
he do?
Does Eric
Yeah.
do?
So maybe we'll leave that open.
This I love. What
Yeah.
a mystery.
Yeah, we'll
Like,
leave it
what's
open.
my line? We ask a bunch of questions and you try to figure
Yeah.
Hey, we'll put it on the poll. I'll come up with 4 jobs. One of them will be real. 3 of them will not be real.
Yep.
We'll put a poll up there. Check our polls out. You can get to them on Twitter, The No Talent Show.
Yeah, at the No Talent Show.
At The No Talent Show.
Yep.
There'll be a link on our website, notalentshow.com.
Yep.
And we'll have a poll up there of Eric's job.
Yeah. What is my job? My day job.
Yeah,
Right.
I do feel it feels strange not actually knowing what you do.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, oh yeah, Eric, he sells.
A
he
nice guy
works
with a good
as
haircut.
Yeah.
No, he acts.
Don't you hate when that happens, though, where it's like you know somebody and you can't remember their name, or, it's like, oh, hey, you.
I'm convinced
How's
that
it
I
going?
have. There's like an actual disease or something where you have not disease, like a brain problem where you just don't know names. I am sure I have that.
Yeah, it's called getting older.
No, it could be that. I think I've had it. I've been old my whole life. All right, guys. So Fresno's had some big stories this week. Mainly, the sky is falling. I woke up this morning and my car was covered with ash.
Really?
And the sun
He
was
said ash.
Ash, yeah. And the sun was bright red. Yeah, quite gorgeous. Beautiful red sun here.
Yes.
You guys experienced the ash in the air?
Yeah, I was driving with my son and noticed that it was in the car because it's getting sucked through the AC vents.
Oh, jeez.
Ooh,
There's
nice.
ash in the AC vent and was really disturbed by that. And to top off the ash, it's like been 110 or 12 for the last 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, it's bad. I went to look. This is my favorite. I went to went online to be like, when is it going to get cool? Because, Fresno's hot in the summer, but then it cools down. So I pull up like Fresno weather forecast, and this here is the article on the Fresno Bee. The headline is excessive heat, no end in sight for triple-digit valley temperatures. I was like, no end in sight.
Can we just slit our wrist right now?
Yes. Not even like we have a
with
week left or we're in a heat wave. It's just, no, it's never going to end.
Yeah. No, I'm looking at it here on the screen also. Yeah. There it is.
Bad.
That must be true if it's in Fresno B, right?
That's right. Yeah, trustworthy.
Yeah.
The McClatchy.
They don't even print it in Fresno anymore. They print it in Sacramento.
That's pretty
It's sad.
sad.
Anyways, yeah, I was up like 9:30, and I look outside, and I'm wondering, is it dawn? Because it's all orange outside. And I go, what, is my clock wrong? Something wrong? But it was just the sun filtering through the clouds give like the golden hour most of the day. So it was all yellow. It's like our orange, like living on Mars.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, Life on Mars. So
Yeah.
I started listening to Life on Mars by David Bowie.
Very cool. Yeah, I like that. No, actually, I was kind of happy about it. I got to say, yeah. I mean, you know, listen,
Sick bastard.
Well, no. Listen, here's the reason. Because we live here. We've lived here all our lives, right? You know, it's about time for these fires to kick in. I was waiting for it. It's not really summer until you got the heat and the smoke
and the fire.
and and the orange sun. Then you're like, yeah, all right.
Fresno
Now this
summer.
is Fresno. Yeah.
On
You know.
my Instagram account, a friend of mine who lives in Australia direct messaged me asking if I was okay. And I go, that's sad when someone from Australia with all the fires they had is asking me if I'm okay in California.
That's
Yeah,
intense.
wow. Yeah.
I do know that, like, growing up in Fresno, we learn a lot about heat. And I know, Marty, you have a little...
Yeah, I noticed from my kids, because they play video games and stay inside most of the time.
Yeah.
So they don't know all the hacks that I had to learn when I was a kid about the heat. And when I was growing up, my mom would literally lock me outside and say, go play, come back when it's dark. So they didn't know the things like when you go outside and you don't have your shoes on and the sidewalk is very hot, you learn to run from shadow to shadow.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah,
you'll run
yeah.
to like the car shadow or the street lamp shadow, different shadows.
Yeah.
You just run.
Where, like, you stop, you try to find a little patch of grass to cool off, and you keep on
Oh
going.
yeah, that's the best. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
you-
also learned that if you're crossing a street, if there's any white paint on the street, you can step on that for a quick
Very
second
good,
to rest
yeah.
your
Ooh,
feet.
that's a good one.
That's
Yeah.
very true.
I don't think I've ever tried that.
Also, you can't walk your dog during the heat because
they
it
burn
burn
their-
little
burn
paws.
their little pawsies,
I think they have special shoes, right? You can get them
I've
special
seen
shoes.
those now.
I just use it as an excuse to stay inside.
Not
Can't
walk
walk my
the dog,
dog.
say, "Sorry, buddy, don't
so
wanna burn your
hot,
paws."
buddy. Yeah.
Also, when you're young and when we were little, we drank out of the hose. I know it's probably toxic now and would kill children instantly. But we used to drink out of the hose, and you learn when you turn the hose on, you don't drink out of it right away when it's hot because it will burn your face.
Oh yeah. It's like a flamethrower coming out. A liquid flamethrower. Right?
That's right.
And then when you're done with the hose, you got to take it off the grass and put it away because it'll lay that little yellow snake. where the
Anything,
hose
yeah.
anything will
burns the grass.
just kill your grass if
Yeah.
you leave anything out there. Yeah.
Yeah. Although I was going to bring up the hose, the one thing that is nice, another heat thing, is when during the summer when you get out of the pool, though, right? You get out of the pool. I used to like rinse off the chlorine water with the hose, and that's when I appreciated the hot water. Because or else,
That's another good
if
hack.
it's the second person who gets the hose, they're getting
Freezing
the cold water.
Yeah,
Try to get
yeah.
to the hose first. That's
True.
right.
Very
Yeah.
true. Yeah. Good point. Good point.
But one thing my kids are learning is when you get into the car, is you have to put something down because the seat will burn your legs when you're wearing
Yeah, if
shorts.
you have leather seats for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Or pleather.
Yeah, so they have to put down a towel or something. So they're slowly learning that.
Yeah.
And also, when you reach for the seatbelt, you got to like tap it to make sure it's not too hot when you grab the metal.
Now, do you remember the seat belts in the
Yeah, oh,
80s? They didn't like hide them with plastic. It was just metal, right?
yeah.
So there was almost no part you could touch that was safe. Now they've got
Yeah.
metal clasp over them, or plastic
Plastic.
clasp.
Plastic. Yeah.
I remember getting like burnt badly by seat belts as a kid.
I remember I always, I have like the memories of just like searing the side of my stomach as a kid. It just grazed my,
Yeah, 'cause
golly.
anything metal is going to be
The
super
funniest
hot.
thing I've ever learned as a hack, getting into a hot car was my old car that I had, the steering wheel, it wasn't leather. I don't know what it was, but it would get, if it was in direct sun, it would get so hot,
Oh,
like
yeah.
it would burn you. And so what I learned was after work, when I'd work at the chocolate factory, I'd take off my hairnet and put my hairnet over, and it acted as a protective
smart.
layer
Ah,
over
that's
So
my.
you don't have to wear
Nice.
oven mitts and
Right?
drive with oven
Yeah,
mitts.
yeah,
Very
it worked.
smart.
Well, you wonder why they took so long to invent those sunshades, right? I mean, how many years? Like through the 70s, you think somebody would have invented it,
Yeah,
right?
just like
You know?
something that just sits in front
to
of your
cover, to cover the steering wheel. But, now we're sitting there going, you're trying to drive with two fingers. And, it's ridiculous.
Also, one thing is my kids are learning everything that they want to do outside has to be done like super early in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You can't wait around until later. And then they're learning that when you get up and you go outside at 2 a.m. for some reason, it's hot. It's still hot.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
golly.
And like people who are new to the valley will go, yeah, I went out at 2 a.m. and it was like really hot still. Yeah, it doesn't cool off till 6 a.m. Then it starts heating up again.
Yeah, there's like a weird time during the summer, right, where people are out running at night. And, they're running, you outside at like 10 and 11, and people are out and they're, getting their exercise in. But at this time of the summer, no, just no time. It's too hot.
No, you have to get at 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
Well, and then plus the smoke, it's added.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Layer on top of that.
The thing that I did, I don't think my kids are this way anymore, Marty. Tell me if this is true. I used to have, as a kid growing up here, the bottom of my feet were just like leather because they were almost immune to the hot temperatures. I could walk barefoot across the street. In fact, I used to play basketball barefoot in the summertime.
That's hard.
Just because they were so calloused and tough, and because of the extreme temperatures I would expose them to. I don't know if that's still a thing for kids. I don't think it is.
No, kids don't like to go barefoot at all.
No. I barefoot quite a bit. My wife is actually just to go get the mail. Be like, I got this because it's like a challenge. To me. It's a
you
challenge.
That Zen mind thing. You're walking on coals.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I
fire
play, and then I know that there's I know where to dodge all the glass in the street. I'm like, okay, I know there's glass over here. You got to dodge that.
Is that from your trash pickup?
It is. Yes, absolutely.
A million years ago.
We talked about last week.
Does anybody have that feeling you get when you think you can, like, I don't need to go find my shoes. I can do this really quick without shoes. But then the longer you stay on something hot, the more intense it burns.
Hot.
It burns.
Yeah.
And you get to that point where it's burning so much, you almost like panic because you don't know what to do. And then once you get onto the grass, it's like it's that burning is still there for a good 3 or 4
smoking.
seconds.
The grass is like catching fire.
So that happened to me one time, and it was the worst thing that's ever happened. That's like this was I was walking from. We used to go camping at a place, and there was like a kitchen camp area, and then you would walk down maybe a quarter mile, and there was like this pond that we would swim in, and this was in the early '90s, and it was one of the hot days in August. And I didn't think when I walked to the pond, it was shaded, so I didn't bring my shoes. Well, as the everything okay?
Yeah, we just had an episode.
Okay. As I walked back,
Viagra.
The sun had, and this was like a compacted dirt road, but it was still super hot. And so I was like, I think I can do it. And so I walked, and then I got smart where I was carrying inner tubes, so I would sit down when I couldn't take it. I would sit down on the inner tube and let my feet rest.
Oh, that's smart.
And then I'd pick it up and walk and sit up. Well, it happened that I was walking, and I can't remember why, but I just was like, oh, it's burning so bad, and I saw this green patch that I thought was grass or something, so I jumped onto the green patch. But this was like thorns. It was like a thorn patch.
Those thicket thorn.
And it was a combination of heat burning and thorn punctures all into my feet.
Wow.
And I screamed and I dropped the inner tubes, and the thorns were so sharp, both inner tubes popped just by dropping on the ground.
Jeez.
And then I was sitting in this burning road on these deflated inner tubes, just with these feet that were like bloody and burning.
Oh,
it was
my
a
gosh.
terrible moment.
And then you died. Right?
I wanted to.
Now you're saying thorns. Were those big stickers that they have like out? Is literally those stickers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
those goat head things, I think.
Yeah. Because see, I grew up in the country out here. I mean, there's a lot of agriculture in Fresno for those that don't know. But yeah, and so you're dealing with the hot sand, and then you'd be running around and you get those big old stickers. I mean, those things, literally, they'll take you down.
They're the worst.
Yeah, they're terrible. Yeah, they'll take you down right now.
One thing my wife likes to say is, well, it's so hot outside, I don't want to cook inside,
Yes.
so we'll heat up the house, so
Yes.
let's do Uber Eats or something like that. So that's another big one. Also, you mentioned swimming in ponds. If you ever go swimming in the lakes and it's warm by the shore, and then you go out, swim a little bit further,
Deeper, and it gets
then you
cooler.
start churning up the cold water, and you just know that there's something down there ready to grab
Oh
you.
yeah.
That used to freak me out when I was a kid.
Well, Millerton. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. No, please.
I was gonna say Millerton. Aren't they supposed to have those huge catfish there?
There are massive,
at
size
the
of a
bottom of
boat.
the dam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They pull people down.
Man-eating
every so often.
catfish, or
Also, if you ever notice, construction workers, some of them are gardeners will wear long sleeves. It'd be 105 outside out there in their long sleeves. That always freaked me out.
I read that some of the hardest working people are the field workers that we have in the valley, and they're out there, 110, and they're out there in the fields, picking the produce and whatever. And what they would do is actually they eat at lunchtime. They'll eat a hot pepper,
wow.
and because it makes them sweat, right?
Yeah.
And when you sweat, and then the sweat dries, is how you stay cool, right? And that's and I was like,
Yeah.
that's kind of
it makes
interesting.
sense. It's not really dry. What it does is that, when you're sweating in there, you get a little bit of a breeze. If
Yeah.
there's a little bit of a breeze, it'll pick it up, and it works like a cooler. It's like a
Another-
swamp cooler type of thing.
Yeah.
And it cools your body down.
Something
Yeah,
I learned as
exactly.
well, and I was traveling in the Middle East a number of years ago, and it was really hot, but there were all these old guys outside were drinking just super hot coffee. It was like 90-something degrees, and
Wow.
they're drinking hot coffee, and I'm like, what is going on? And I was told, I don't know how true it is, but I was told that what it does is you're evening out your inner temperature, right? So all of a sudden it doesn't feel as hot to you because you're drinking hot, your inside gets kind of hot, and then everything feels a lot cooler. Like, that's
Try that.
pretty
next time.
brilliant. Yeah.
So drink hot chili pepper tea.
Yeah, you're good. That's right.
Excellent. Shit.
Yeah. We got to put a disclaimer on that.
Yeah, do not hold me liable.
We take no responsibility for.
Another thing, you guys could finish this part, is when you go to park someplace in Fresno, your parking place is not determined by how close you can
No.
get to the store, but
The shade, if you can find
Yeah.
shade.
How
Exactly.
much shade there
How
is.
much
But you
shade
know
you
what
can
that ticks me off is I feel like about 15 years ago, all the parking lots ripped out all the established trees and like
Yeah. Yeah.
replanted new little baby trees.
Yeah,
so it's
to, like,
hard to
fit
find
more cars.
Yeah, or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, but there's almost no shade. It's terrible.
I think it's some sadistic owners of these shopping centers or
Yeah.
something. I just want to see
They
people
want
suffer.
you in and out quicker, right?
Maybe that's
Get
what it
rid of
is.
that.
Yeah.
also one thing I brought up to a friend of mine who lives back east are the idea of cooling centers. They didn't understand what cooling centers is.
Yeah.
And I had to explain to them about the rolling blackouts. Sometimes we have rolling blackouts. And the big thing during a rolling blackout is you have to call, when you get blacked out and you don't have any power, you have to call like family and friends who have heat.
Yeah.
Not heat, but air conditioning still
Yeah.
and power. So you can go over there and spend time with them and cool off.
I
Or-
remember in, I believe it was El Nino in like '97. There was a really hot summer and we had rolling blackouts. And where my parents lived, the whole area like shut down, and it shut down the chocolate factory, which was a
Yeah.
huge problem because all the chocolate was going to melt.
Wow.
But anyway, for whatever reason, there's a little shopping center out on Shawn Academy, and that thing was like the only place on this side of town, on the Clovis side of town, that for whatever reason had power. And so like everybody from like Clovis Avenue east towards the mountains was at the like Shawn Academy at this little place just
Hanging out,
Yeah,
renting
yeah.
movies at the VHS rental shop.
Yeah.
Or I was gonna say, the other thing would just be jump in your car. You're just driving around
Yeah.
aimlessly,
AC,
right, with
yeah.
the AC blasting. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Another concept my children are learning is that sometimes it's too hot to swim.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It is. You have to
Yeah.
wait till the sun goes down.
Yeah, because the water just gets heated up in the pool. It's crazy.
Especially leave that solar cover on, right?
Another thing that a lot of us are facing right now is we have to, when we go out to eat, we have to eat outside because they won't let us inside
because
the
of
establishment
COVID.
because of COVID. And it brings up the patio misters. And when
Right.
patio misters are new, they're great. But when they get older and they get clogged from the hard Fresno water, they start like squirting water at you.
Yes.
It's like being hit in the face with a squirt gun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you get some that
Spinning the
drip.
back of your neck
You
or
get
something.
you get a couple of the misters drip every once in a while, and the other
Yeah.
one's just hard beam of water right to the back of your head.
Laser
Those are
beam.
your only two options.
exactly.
Yeah, it's terrible.
And it's dripping in your food.
Yeah.
You're going, hey, this is not
Miserable.
cool.
Speaking of that, it's the craziest thing. We went to McDonald's today, and I don't know why they did this. Looked like on the roof they were doing something. I don't know if they were washing something out, but they had the water. The water drain was over the drive-through window. So they literally, so it's the
This is
stupidest thing.
terrible.
I don't know what was going on. So this thing was dripping, like you could not get your food.
Without reaching through the water.
Well, what they were doing is the guy was coming around to the door. You know how they usually have a door, like, in the front of the
Oh,
place. So people were
no.
driving all the way to the front past the drive-through window to get their food, and the guy was having to run back and forth because this thing was it was
It is
ridiculous. It
not
was dripping
smart.
water.
It
Yeah,
is not-
yeah. I
yeah,
don't know who
nobody thought
engineered
that
that.
through.
But anyway,
Unreal.
Also in Fresno, you get this a lot, is you get the people who get their windows tinted cheaply, and the heat just brings out every bubble
Bubbles
inside
it.
the
Oh,
window.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's not really tinted, it's just bubbly, and you can't really see out of it.
Yeah, and I feel like in the Midwest, rust destroys everything, right? You see, you can't leave stuff out. The salt on the roads will destroy everything. The heat is like that. if you've ever had to buy something for your backyard, patio furniture, just buy the cheapest stuff possible. Because no matter what
melt.
you buy, in 2 years, it'll just be trash.
Yeah, it'll be
the
faded
sun just
and
eats it and
cracked and
destroys
breaky,
it.
yeah.
I mean, the sun here
Brittle.
is so. This is a true story that I had a Volkswagen Bug, but not a cool one. Like I had like the new Bugs, right? The ones that were like made in Mexico very cheaply.
Okay.
That car legitimately started to melt in the
Really?
summer heats. Yeah, like the roof, like the fabric on like the inside of the roof started falling off. The plastic, like they had the little like center console up above.
All the lights
center
fell
light,
out, yeah.
That just would just start like the whatever they sealed it with just turned into like gross waxy goo, and that thing just fell and was hanging by wires. Like my car was just melting.
That happened
every
to my
year.
sister. Actually
So
had a very nice
crappy.
Volvo. Same thing. It was a nice it was new when she bought it in like '98. It was like a '97 or something. That thing didn't last 3 or 4 years, and same type of thing. The leather's peeled off of every surface.
Wow.
The headliner fell down.
Yeah.
Stuff fell off, and then we would take it in and be like, "This is supposed to be a nice car." Like, well, they're designed for people in colder climates, and it's not designed to hold up to this
Why are you
heat.
selling it here? You know?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Stupid.
Also, in some places, they'll actually put things on their dashboard. And here you learn, if you ever want to keep something, never put it on their
Never on your
dashboard.
dashboard.
A friend of mine came from back east and put his tapes on his dashboard.
Oh, no.
And he was amazed that they were just like melted like
globs.
horribly
Oh,
melted.
wow.
and
Actually
useless.
melted. Yeah.
The remember they don't have these anymore because we don't have video stores. But when you would go to a video store to rent a video, every video store had an example of a melted VHS like on their counter. And they would, don't leave this in your car.
Just like electronic components. If you leave something that's electronic in your trunk when it gets too
yeah.
hot, it will not work anymore because
Yeah.
all the silicone separates and melts. And
That was when I was a student at Fresno State. That was very common. You could check things out over the summer.
And you didn't know why it wasn't working because you can't see the damage.
Yep.
Yeah.
Check things out over the summer. And I was a guy who would run that over the summer. So I'd have like a job there and check things out. And it was always like, do not leave it in your car. Get everything back and turn them on. Every year we'd lose 3 to 4 cameras. Just like people, please. But get it, stick it in their car in some parking lot for a week over the summer. It's gone. Gone.
it's like growing up, I had very sadistic parents, and they wouldn't run the air conditioner. And so it's hot outside. It's like 80 degrees, 88 degrees, whatever it is. It's hot in the house. So I learned to lay down and get a water bottle and spray water on myself. And eventually I'd go to sleep. And then I'd wake up hot
You had
and
to
spray water on
waterboard.
myself.
You had to
Yeah, I'd
waterboard yourself to
myself.
sleep.
And then I remember waking up and getting sick because of the heat. But then later on, my parents did get a little air conditioner unit that they put in their bedroom. And I had to be in bed. They would let me sleep in their room if I slept on the floor. And God, they were so mean. But I had to be in there by no later than 11. I had to be in there by 11, and it's summer and I want to stay up because back then you didn't have VHS. If you wanted to watch Creature Feature, like Creature from the Black Lagoon, you had to stay up till the late
All the
late
cool
show.
shows, I came on
and
late.
the
Twilight
Night Gallery,
Zone.
Twilight Zones.
Yeah.
And so my brother would be in there sleeping, and I would always get there late, and the door would be locked. And so I would always lay down on the floor so I can get that little crack of cool air blowing on me from underneath their door. It was so sad. Then later on, I would get a sheet, tuck it up by there, and tape it so that it made a little cool bubble. That was pretty nice. I liked that because at least it kept me somewhat comfortable. I didn't have to waterboard myself to go to bed. That was that was what it was like back in the 70s.
I'm going to put
be
a poll
kid.
up there. Did Marty have the saddest childhood of all time?
Yeah. Okay.
But it was in
that's
the
the thing,
70s. It was one of the more amazing childhoods because, instead of playing at the park, we would go play in the canal when it was empty.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Or even when it was
things.
full. Well,
Yeah.
I'm thinking of the ditch. We'd go. That was our swimming pool out in the country. We had the ditch. And we'd go out there in the ditch and go swimming.
Yeah, people used to swim in the canals as a regular
Yeah,
thing.
we never did. We knew what was underneath there waiting for us. So no, we didn't do that. It was ice cold snow runoff anyway.
Yeah.
So you'd die.
Oh yeah, it was cold in there, but yeah.
There's the music, guys. That means it's time for our break. We're going to come back. We got some great stuff. We got entertainment recommendations. We got local business highlights. You don't want to miss a second of it. Show, and we're back. Don.
Yes.
Word from our sponsor.
Yes, about that. I actually need to apologize. We were supposed to be running the ads again for the snoring product that we did last week. I do need to apologize. It turns out that we were pronouncing Dr. Peter Maya's last name wrong.
Maya's
ouch.
ball.
Yeah. So
Wow. All right.
he will not be promoting his product with us anymore.
It's a good product.
It was.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah.
So Eric, at least you didn't have my balls in your mouth.
No, you had Maya.
You may have
balls in
when
your
you guys
mouth.
said that, I thought you actually meant my balls.
No. So, but I will hopefully endeavor to find another sponsor,
Yes.
and we'll try. I know political season is in full swing. We might have some, political ads running here pretty soon. So
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to get a couple local political ads. That'll be good.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, our apologies to Dr. Maya.
Yes, Dr. Peter Maya. Sorry for mispronouncing your last name.
Well, all right.
Yeah.
Eric,
Yes.
tell me.
Yes.
Tell me about Pinocchio. What is this? What is the story?
What about Pinocchio?
I don't know. You have the show notes
He was
here.
talking before
Oh.
we got here about something about Pinocchio, but we didn't know what the heck he was talking
Yeah,
about. What,
Well, I hate to say it, guys, but Pinocchio, believe it or not, is under attack.
Is he getting
Really?
canceled?
He's under attack right now. And, okay, so I'll go into the story, I guess.
who? Stromboli?
Peter Stromboli?
Peter, who, what?
What's the puppeteer's name? Was it not Stromboli?
I don't know.
Dr. Peter Stromboli?
Is it because of the questionable films that he made where the
Geppetto.
soundtrack was Pinocchio, tell the truth, lie, tell the truth, lie, tell the truth.
No. The problem is that, okay, you guys heard about Splash Mountain? What's going on with that?
Oh,
Yeah.
Disney
Parks.
doing it because no one knows what Song of the
Yeah,
South
so I think you
was.
see what's coming. So basically what happened is, Splash Mountain, for those that don't know, is going to be rethemed because let me ask you guys this. Now, everybody rode Splash Mountain, right?
Yeah.
Anything questionable? Or are we just unsensitive here? I for myself, I could just say I don't remember it being anything questionable on that ride.
The music came from a film,
Yes.
From Song of the South.
Song of the
Song of the
South,
South, right.
but that was the
Film.
only real tie to that movie, and I don't think you can even find a copy of that movie anymore.
You can in VHS, but they won't release it any other way.
Yeah.
And the VHS copies are rare and hard to find.
Now I have a vague memory of watching that film as a
I've seen
kid,
it several times.
but I don't remember any specifics. I just remember the man like walking and with cartoons around him. Like that's
Uncle
all I
Remus.
can remember.
Zippity doo
Yeah.
dah, zippity
Yeah.
a, right? That's about it. So yeah, I don't remember anything either. But it's getting rethemed, and they're going with the Princess and the Frog. That's going to
Okay.
be the new theme.
Are they taking out like the Brer Rabbit and all that stuff?
Yeah, it's all
Everything.
gone. It's going to be the Princess and the Frog now.
So we're good with Satanism and whatever that
Yes,
was going on in
whatever's
that
that
film.
was.
That's perfectly
With witchcraft,
fine.
we're fine with witchcraft
Yeah.
and selling your soul to the
Wicca.
devil.
Bestiality.
Uh-huh.
What would be the name of that? I wonder though.
Yeah, that's better.
What would be the name? I mean,
So when you
Princess and
splash
Frog
down, are you
Splash?
going down the frog's tongue or something?
Yeah, I don't even know what they'd call
Well,
that. but-
frogs, when you pick them up, they often pee on you as a defense.
Oh,
So
really?
maybe
Yeah.
maybe it involves frogs urinating.
Will
at
there
the
be-
end.
That's it's still Splash Mountain. It's just a different kind of splash.
Is that what they're still going to call it? Splash Mountain?
Yeah,
Is that
yeah.
what it is? Okay.
Is this
So-
so?
Well, okay, so yeah, we're actually looking at pictures on the computer here of the Song of the South, so you guys can look that up.
It's a
Google
great
it.
song.
I didn't find anything questionable, but then again, maybe I'm
I
just
just
being
don't
insensitive.
see anything questionable with this.
Right.
It's not much.
So what happened is the,
Just not
I take that back.
questionable.
There's a.
oh wait a minute, let's see. Whoop! I think that's
Yeah.
made up. I think that's made
I
up.
don't
That's
know.
not real.
That's pretty real.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're looking at something. Yeah, you can Google it yourself.
Because
But
we're not talking about
Now the ride
I think-
itself didn't
Google it.
incorporate any of the
The racial.
racist elements of the film, but
Right.
nonetheless,
But
yes,
it
they
did have
want to
like,
break
an
ties.
idea of black people in the South and stereotypes of that
Yeah.
that weren't
Yeah.
really
Got
that
it.
appealing at the time. Well, it was appealing at the time, but nowadays it's not.
Right.
Everybody
Well, it's just-
realizes
right.
this was not good that we did this.
Yeah.
stereotype.
And,
yeah.
you know,
Yeah. So I don't know about the ride. I guess maybe the ride because it ties into it, right? So
I do like the idea of looking at other Disney characters, like we just did with Princess and the Frog. Like, what needs to be canceled? there are lots of examples of bestiality. Little Mermaid had a
Beauty and the Beast.
Well, Beauty and the Beast
Beauty
is
and the
bestiality.
Beast.
Yeah, what's going on there?
Yeah,
Little
that's a
Mermaid,
very-
you're selling yourself.
But let's hear about Pinocchio. What is Pinocchio?
Okay, so
in trouble
Pinocchio, what happened now this hasn't made major news, but I did find it on one of the Disney blogs. I came across and I was like, what is going on? So what they're basically saying is they've had some people that have wrote in and said that they find Pinocchio's daring journey uncomfortable, right? It makes them very uncomfortable. The ride is scary due to, I'm reading this now, due to clowns, also child slavery, child abuse when the children turn into donkeys.
That part is scary.
You know?
It is. I will say this: it's a frightening film.
Yeah, I don't
And many
know.
of the rides in that part of Disneyland are frightening.
Yes.
Like
That
Mr.
whole
Toad's Wild
area.
Ride,
Yeah,
where
where
you
you
die and
literally go to hell.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Snow White ride is frightening. It just
Yes.
focuses on the witch the whole time. Yeah. No.
Well, but do these teach us some kind of lessons,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
Disney
because
hates
Pinocchio,
children.
Yeah.
you know, Disney hates children. I love
Kid
that.
didn't
yeah.
leave Fantasyland crying. He wasn't happy.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I mean, okay, well, for me, I'm like Pinocchio's like teaches kids, hey, mind your parents. I don't know, do what you're supposed to do. Otherwise, you might get
Beware
a tail.
strangers and
Beware. Yeah. So anyway, so there's a few comments that came into this. So I don't know. People are starting to. I don't know if this is going to be an upswell. I don't know if it's going to be a movement, but it kind
the
of
right
brought.
Karen's got to get it.
It was a what?
When the right Karen gets a hold of it, it'll
Oh
be done.
yeah.
It's
Well,
going bye-bye.
It brought up to mind for me the thought that, hey, is every ride now going to be under or some kind of scrutiny? Is it going to be questioned? Everything.
Yes. The answer is
Every
yes.
single thing. Are we going to have to rewrite history? Is this going to be 1984?
Yes.
Yes.
It
yes.
already is.
Yes, the answer is you're saying yes.
But
Everything.
instead of the
rewriting
hardcore
history here,
apocalyptic
right?
1984, it's just going to be like 1984 for pussies,
Yeah,
And we'll be wearing pink dresses and in touch with our feminine side.
I just thought here we go. Anyway, I read the story and I'm like, come on, you got to be kidding me. But I think it probably will be taken down. I don't know.
Yeah,
what do you guys think?
I think absolutely it's going to get taken
Do you think
down.
it should? Do you think Pinocchio should change?
No,
Do you think
I'm
some of the
not.
rides should change? in Disneyland?
No. Well, Pinocchio, their complaint isn't about anything. Just making fun of a race or a class of person. You
Right.
know,
It's just because
it's just as scary. Like I don't think that's not really cancel
No.
culture.
Okay,
that's ridiculous.
But
to me.
what is
I
your
don't-
favorite ride in Fantasyland?
Which rides? Oh,
Peter
that-
Pan.
Peter Pan, yeah.
The Pan
That's the one
Man.
that's got to stay. I love that ride. We go on
Yeah.
it every time, and there's always a long line.
Yes.
The other ones are scary.
They are. They're
That's
all
what's
scary.
scary is the long line at Peter Pan. It's
Yeah, I know, huh?
and you're out there right in the sun talking
Yeah,
about
and every
being in
so
the heat
often
and
you look up and
frying.
you see the witch looking down on you from her
Oh,
window.
the witch. Yeah, I like that.
From
Yeah.
Snow White.
Yeah,
But
I think
Snow
I-
White, Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, Pinocchio. It's like those are all really frightening rides, and they're not as popular. So it kind of makes you wonder: is Disney going to stick with them for nostalgia reasons? Are they going to update them into something
The
different?
rides in the rides that are similar but updated, like if you go to the California Adventure, there's the Little Mermaid ride that's kind of like the updated
Yeah,
version.
Ariel's Grotto
The
or-
Monsters Inc. ride is similar, and those are all
Yeah.
more upbeat,
The dark,
fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
Not as dark.
Yeah, and they're more high tech. It's not some dust-covered animatronic that doesn't quite work right.
Right,
like
right.
in the older park. But that has the nostalgia for the adults.
Sure.
Little kids
Charm.
don't want to see that.
But that's
my
it,
kid
yeah.
cried when I took him on Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
Yeah, I remember
that
being.
ride's
I think
scary.
I cried as a kid, and then I remember taking my daughter as a 2-year-old. She could talk really early.
Did you cry
and took her. No, but when she rode after a couple of them, I remember after Snow White, her eyes were really big,
Yeah.
And I was just like, "Did you like it?" And she asked me, why did they have to show the witch so much? I was like, I don't know. It's a good
Because I'm
question.
like Max. It's like Snow White was missing from that story.
But okay. A couple things there. One, I think that's the reason because it's the shock value. They have to get to the heart, the dark part of the story to kind of thrill you because it's supposed to be a thrill ride. If it's
I
too
wasn't thrilled.
Okay, it's too easy going.
What about the Alice in Wonderland ride? I don't know. I can't
That's
remember
not bad. It's
Yeah.
kind of dull and boring because you're on a track and it just shows different scenes like off with their head, but it's nothing as hardcore as the other Fantasyland rides.
Now, did you guys know that
Plus,
originally
it's someplace to go after you throw up on the teacups.
That is. That's right. But I do remember that it's
and
by
it is
the
a little
teacups.
cool in there. I think you get away from the heat a little bit. But those rides, a lot of those rides originally, they were made. The concept, I don't know if you guys know this. The concept was that you were to be Alice or you were to be Snow White. And so when they went through, that's why they didn't see Snow White. That's why you didn't see Peter Pan. You didn't see
Got it.
Alice.
Oh,
Yeah,
that makes
kind
a
of
little more
makes
sense.
sense.
That makes
You
a lot
are
more
the
sense.
character. You're going through their
So
journey.
what happened though? People started complaining. I don't see Snow White. I don't see Peter Pan. So that people didn't get the concept.
Yeah.
So then they had to stick them in to the ride. But that was in the very beginning. Yeah.
You know what's
That's right.
actually a scary ride there that doesn't seem like it should be scary, but it is. It's the Winnie the Pooh ride.
Yeah, that is with the
That
Heffalumps and
one's
Woozles.
That is
trippy.
I don't know
weird.
that I've ever been on that.
It's like
ride.
you're like,
Yeah.
oh, cool, the Winnie
Is
the
that
Pooh
in
ride.
Fantasyland too?
No, that's in the Bear Country.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
in
don't
the
know
Bear
where it is.
At the very
Country.
end, at the
But
very
it's
end by
like-
Splash
I've
Mountain.
never done that ride
I don't
because
know,
it's like
like-
tucked away and it's always
Yeah,
at the end of the
it's-
day, and I'm like, let's just do Splash Mountain and
Yeah,
leave.
and I like don't know what I don't remember what the story is, but at some point, like the world gets crazy. It's like
Oh, yeah, it's like a
it's
dream.
He
It's a
drops
dream
LSD
sequence.
or something, right?
It's a dream
Oh,
sequence.
it's a dream sequence.
I think he's ate too much honey. Is what it is.
Is that what it
He's
is?
like, oh, honey. And
But
then
there's
it's
like multiple of everything,
Yeah.
and you're
Well, it's like the
spinning.
Dumbo scene where
It's
the LSD Dumbo scene.
creepy.
Yeah.
But
Aye.
yeah, that's supposed to be a haunted ride.
What, the Winnie the Pooh?
Yeah, a lot of the
Really?
people who work there say it's haunted.
Really?
Yeah, and also where they park the boats at Pirates of the Caribbean, that's supposed to be a really big haunted place.
Well, you know that pirates, supposedly back in the day, they needed skeletons. And they
Yeah.
actually, did you hear that? And I got them
No,
from...
go ahead and tell the story though.
They're real skeletons.
Yeah,
right?
they're
Yeah.
real
Where? They used to be
skeletons.
real
Yeah, they got
skeletons.
them from one of
Because
the universities down there, UCLA or something.
Disney
or,
thought that the fake skeletons looked too fake.
Yeah, yeah. So they actually brought them in. Now, supposedly, they've taken them out, but there's a couple that are left. So if anybody's
I
on that
remember.
ride,
I
look
feel
for 'em.
like the version that I saw as a kid. Now I don't know if it's because I was a kid. Was much scarier than the version that exists now. In my mind, I
Right.
remember this big like fiery scene and.
Yeah.
Do they not
yeah.
do that? I don't. But when I wrote it with my kids more recently, it was a little bit more tampered down. I felt.
I think
like.
they tamed it.
Did
Yeah.
they?
Well, and they changed it too. Now it used to be they were auctioning the red-haired girl, right? That was the big thing.
Oh yeah,
the
they have
good-looking
changed.
one,
They made
right?
it more politically correct.
And now it's
yeah.
all PC, and then
Yeah.
all the girls are chasing the guys.
Right.
Because
Yeah, that-
pirates were totally cool.
The pirates were like chasing the women, and then they thought, okay, well, that's not cool.
Yeah.
Have the women hold food. Okay, the pirates are chasing the women for food. And on the other side, they have like a fat woman chasing a pirate. You know,
Yes, I
like-
remember that.
But then
Yeah.
they thought, okay, let's give her a hairpin or a rolling pin to like beat him with. That'll make more sense, you know.
You know, as
Instead of
a
she was
kid going
rejected
through that
because of her
ride, I
weight.
mean, I got those concepts. I thought it was funny, but
Yeah.
I guess that was
Yeah,
just
but,
our
you know,
non-PC world back then,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Nothing's funny anymore.
You can't. You're not allowed.
You're
Yeah.
being
And then-
insensitive.
and
Go
then-
put on the pink dress now. 'cause- yeah, okay.
corner. And the only thing to look forward on that ride, I think, is just looking for Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp,
Where's,
geez, I know.
Captain Sparrow?
That went quickly. The Pirates, like, remember when that was super popular?
They're rebooting it.
What?
An all
movie?
women's pirates movie, yeah. It's a
With
true
who?
story.
Ghostbusters. Like they
Yeah,
did
with like
Ghostbusters. That's always a big hit.
That was.
I don't know.
was a
We'll save
disaster.
it. We'll save
Okay.
it for the pocket full of snacks.
Well,
episode.
and so
Yeah.
to kind of end it out, though, I just thought it was very interesting that now they're attacking Pinocchio. I thought that would be like one of the last, you know.
I
last
thought
football.
maybe
Yeah.
people with big noses would feel discriminated against.
And I guess I kind of feel a little discriminated against by that ride.
Really?
Yeah, they should take it out.
Oh,
Yeah.
because of your nose?
This is my nose.
I'm looking at you. I don't think your nose is that big.
Pinocchio, if another part of his body grew every time he lied,
I've seen bigger there.
if another part of his body grew, that would have encouraged
Like
that
his arms,
behavior.
like his arms. He had
yeah.
big gorilla arms are his legs, so he could be taller. Yeah,
Yeah.
that would
Like
be
if he took
cool.
steroids, maybe that's it. Maybe they
Yeah.
should change
I was
where he
thinking
takes
more
steroids.
of his Woodcock Johnson, but
I don't know what you mean. Go put on the pink dress.
that's an actual
the
test.
corner.
By the way, that's an actual assessment that is given to children, the Woodcock Johnson assessment.
No, what?
Yes.
Are you serious?
Look it up.
Oh
Woodcock
my gosh!
Johnson.
What
are
do we
they
have time for this?
assessing?
What is this? I got to hear about
I
this.
don't remember. My wife, who's a special ed teacher, I've heard her talking about the Woodcock Johnson.
Do you know what it is?
Good night, everybody.
Oh, that's great.
Oh boy. Yeah,
got
it's
your
a test
WJ
of cognitive abilities. Yeah, yeah.
Testing your test of cognitive abilities.
Oh goodness.
That's a
goodness
bad
me,
name.
Goodness me. That's a bad name.
That's a bad
That's
name.
A bad name.
Hey, your last name is Johnson.
Put it on the polls. I think is probably. Do you think is there a worse name than Woodcock Johnson for a children's?
I think it needs to be
Cognitive
changed.
test.
We need to change it to the Pinocchio
Well.
test.
I don't know if that was a man's first name or if it's a combination. But like,
And why are these
your
guys
last
hanging
name
together?
is Johnson.
And why is Dr. Wood, Dr. Cock, and Dr. Johnson hanging out together?
Yeah.
Three doctors walk into a bar.
Do they have a book we can look at?
I had in my office. When I was a children's pastor at church, I inherited an office, and it came with all these old books from the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000. One of them was from like the 70s, and it was a book for teens about sex. And the whole book, the gist of it was obviously,
Abstain.
Yes, abstain. Why should you wait to have sex until you're married? I think it was called Love Waits or something like that. The author of the book was a man named Dick Day.
No way.
And so I used to write little cards for people in my church and just said, I hope you had a very wonderful Dick Day.
You couldn't use Richard, right? You had to use Dick.
Your last name is Day. Your first name is Dick. Yeah.
But was it like a book that was for churches and
Like,
stuff,
you
or
think
was it just a regular?
You think when he got in the
A
mood, he
regular
would.
book, yeah.
Just
You
a
know
regular
when he
thing?
got in the mood, that guy would be like, honey, you know what day it is.
Garbage day?
Oh my God! Probably his. Who was that? Yeah, person that was helping write that book. No, go with Dick. That's a better name. There's a lot of Richards
First name's
out there.
Richard. No, you want to be
Not enough
friendly. Go
Dicks.
by Dick.
Plenty of Richards.
Writing a book about sex? Oh, definitely use Dick.
Oh, goodness. All right, anything else about Pinocchio? We good?
No, that
About
was about
Pinocchio?
it. Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. Very sad. Very sad.
All right, guys, this is a little bit of a. I'm gonna change gears. We're gonna
Oh,
play a
I
little
will say
game.
one more thing
Oh,
before
yeah.
you change. If they do decide to change Pinocchio, I think we all need to do a road trip and go ride it one last time.
Oh,
and do a cast about
beforehand.
it, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
perfect.
Ooh, a live podcast at Disneyland.
Yeah.
I'll bring the ladder so we can climb the fence.
And then after that, we'll go to
Perfect.
the Winnie the Pooh one and trip out.
Yes, yeah.
Look for ghosts.
Okay.
All right, we've played this game in the past on our first season of the episode. For those of you guys who've been following us, I'm sure you remember.
Have a good
6
memory.
years ago on our first
Yeah.
season.
We called it Real or Fake. In this game here, I have 6 restaurant names. These are all barbecue restaurants here in
This is a
Fresno.
fun game.
All
Okay.
barbecue restaurants.
Are these on Twitter? People can vote on these? or-
I will. I'll post these.
Okay.
Well, they're going to hear things, but the time they listen to this, they're
Oh,
gonna
that's
know
right.
which ones
They'll
are
know,
fake.
yeah.
2 of these are fake. All right.
You don't have my favorite one.
4 of them are real.
Just the tip.
Oh, that closed down. It was going to
Did
be
it?
on here. Yeah, it was going to be.
Oh,
It was going to be.
man.
Wow.
It's tasty.
So. Oh, my rim shot button didn't work. Let's do it again.
Hey.
Okay. So
right.
for everyone you get, I should hide this so you guys don't see it. All right. You're gonna tell me if it's right or wrong.
So it's 2
right.
fake ones.
2 fake ones.
4 real ones.
4 real ones. I am going to keep track. For everyone you get right, you get a point. All right. For everyone you get wrong, you get minus a point. Winner chooses which one we go to when the world opens up.
All right.
All right.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Okay.
Are we all guessing on this then? You're just
Yes,
going to tell
I'll
us,
be-
right?
You guys can't see the answers on that screen, right?
Correct.
we have to write them down or what?
No,
What are
I'll
we
keep
doing?
track. I'll keep track. All right. Real or fake? Put the South in your mouth.
Oh, I hope it's real. I hope that's real.
All right.
Oh, that's
Justin,
tough.
Justin, real or fake? Put the South in your mouth.
I'm going to say fake on that one.
Okay.
Who's Justin, by the way?
Don. Sorry.
You look a lot like a guy named,
All right. Don says fake. All right. Marty.
I forgot how bad I am at this. I'm going to go with fake.
Fake. Eric.
Well, we've had to. You know what? I'm going to have to go with real.
Okay. Just
Because
just
a couple of fakes, right? Did you say fake?
I said fake. Yeah.
Okay, so 2 fakes, and I'll real. I got to switch it up here, so I'll go with real. But I do really believe it's real. So.
Okay. Okay. Next one. It's just called Barbecue the 3 Animals. Barbecue the 3 Animals.
Oh, my
All
gosh.
right.
Can we guess what the 3 animals are?
It's just the 3 of them.
Like
all the
squirrel?
main
All 3 animals.
All 3.
All 3 animals that God put on the ark with Noah.
Squirrel,
All 3 of
snake,
them.
and
It's all 3, guys. You got to barbecue the 3.
I'm going to
and
say real.
Okay. Don says real. Marty.
I'm going to go with Don on this real.
Real. Okay.
sorry, you know what? I disagree with you guys. I think it's gonna be fake.
You're going fake.
It's going
okay?
fake, and I'm not just trying to be opposite. I really think it's
There's
fake.
a contrarian by nature. Okay, we got this next one. It's called Smoked Metallica. Smoked Metallica.
And these are in Fresno.
These are all in Fresno except 2 of them.
God.
Yeah.
Metallica.
Smoked Metallica.
I'm trying to figure out.
I'm going to go with
Is that an 80s restaurant? 90s? Early
They're all
Metallica
barbecue.
didn't have like a song that was famous.
Metallica's the band.
Well, Metallica, yeah, but I'm just thinking smoked
Smoke Me Metallica?
Metallica.
Oh, it's like smoked meat Alica.
Smoked meat Alica.
Like
it sounded like you were
Metallica,
saying
but it's meat.
Smoked
Metallica.
Metallica.
Oh, smoked Metallica. Okay.
I think Metallica
Gosh,
smoked, but I don't
jeez.
think
I think
was
it's
meat.
so terrible that it must be true.
Okay, just Don saying real. All right, Marty.
I'm gonna have to go with the real. It's got to be real.
Okay.
But nothing is
Golly,
real.
you guys, come on. This is no. I got to say fake. This is
He's
baloney.
calling it fake. He's calling it baloney.
I'm calling it baloney.
Smoked baloney.
It's-
Okay.
No way.
Okay, real or fake? The rib cage. The rib cage.
Ah.
I'll go first this time.
Yeah, go.
So we'll switch it up. I'm gonna say because I don't want everybody to think I'm just going opposite. I'm gonna say real.
Okay.
This one is real.
Okay.
I would eat at a place called the Rib Cage.
Okay.
That's a good name.
That's a good name.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna go with fake because it kind of brings certain images into your head, and I don't think
That's
they
true.
would do it.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm gonna go with fake.
Okay. Okay.
The cage. It's not a good.
The rib cage.
The ribbed cage.
The rib cage.
Rib
I,
cage.
I was gonna say fake too.
Now, if it was ribbed for her pleasure, I would say it's probably real.
That was real then. Yeah, the rib cage.
no, I'm gonna say fake.
Okay. Okay. We got one real, two fakes.
Oh man.
Okay.
That means whatever
Either-
you say next has to be real.
I'm
there's
going-
two more. There's two more.
Okay.
I'm gonna do really good or I'm gonna do really bad.
Okay. We have Happy Grillmore. Happy
Oh
Grillmore.
no.
Marty, go first.
That's
Marty.
got to be real. Happy Grillmore? Of course, I've
Stu?
eaten there several times.
Okay. He's
Happy
going
Grillmore.
real. He's going
Yeah,
real.
real. It's got to be real. Happy.
If we win this game, I want to eat. I have to say real because I've said fake twice already. So yeah, real.
You said
Okay.
two are fake,
Okay.
right? Yeah, two are fake.
But I mean, you could even out because you could have a wrong one. This cancel out one of your. Okay, so we got Don doing real. Okay, Eric,
I'm gonna say real.
real.
I want it to
Okay.
be real.
Yeah. I want to eat there if
Yeah.
it's real.
Okay, now we have the last one.
You think Tubbs fixes? What was his name? Carl Weathers.
Carl Weathers. He's there.
Oh,
His
yeah, he had
wooden
that-
hand.
we had one
Did
hand.
do they smoke the meats on his wooden hand? I wonder.
Okay, this last one is called The Fire Pit and Mr. Fro's Barbershop.
What the?
Okay, real. That's a
The
Fresno.
Fire
That's
Pit
like
and
that's
Mr.
totally-
Fro's
that's an absolute
Barbershop.
Fresno
that's
name.
somewhere
Yeah.
by the baseball park, Chick-Chancy.
Okay,
I
so we
think.
got
I'm
Don
gonna
saying
say
real.
Church, the old
Yeah,
one.
Got
I'm gonna
Marty
say
saying
real
real.
on that also.
Eric
As
saying
a matter of
real.
fact, I think if I call back, because my memory's that good,
Yeah,
to
yeah.
years and years ago, I think that we even talked about that at one
Interesting,
time.
interesting. Okay. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to go to a quick break, and we're going to come back, and we are going to find out which ones are real and which ones are fake. Let's do
Can't
it.
wait.
Our in-house band is really good.
Yeah, they are. Very consistent every time.
All right. Here we are. We're back with a real or fake. All right, guys. You guys remember the names? We have Put the South in Your Mouth.
I'm excited. Yes, yes.
I hope that's real.
Barbecue the Three Animals. Smoked Metallica. The Rib Cage. The Fire Pit and Mr. Fro's Barbershop. And Happy Grillmore. And the winner is...
But I thought Yum Yum in My Tum was in there, no?
No.
That's a whole other
The
thing.
winner is Eric.
Yeah!
Whoa! All right.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
run through them, guys.
What a rebel.
Well, put the South in my
your
mouth.
Put the South in your mouth. Real
can't wait.
restaurant. Real
No.
barbecue.
I can't wait to
restaurant.
put that in my mouth.
Yeah. Put the South in your mouth.
I'm excited
so
about
is
that.
this one. Barbecue the Three Animals.
Really?
Yeah, that one's real. That
Wow.
one's a
I
strange
still want to know what the
name.
three animals are.
You know, what's funny is my wife, I ran past these with her. She got all of them right. She knew which ones are real and which ones are fake.
Real? I mean,
was
did
like,
she
real-
legitimately know, or is she guessing?
I mean, yeah, she out of her best guess. But I'm
Oh,
like,
okay.
you guessed that Barbecue the Three Animals is a real restaurant? She was like, yeah. Like, yeah, of course, the three animals. I'm like, okay. I don't know.
All right.
Chicken, pork, and cow.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
pig.
There you go. That's true. There you
yeah.
go. Three animals.
Smoked
yeah.
Metallica. Fake. Fake one.
okay.
Man, I
Fake
wanted
one.
that to be real so bad.
The Rib Cage. Real.
Real?
It's real.
Yeah?
Happy Grillmore. Fake. It's a fake
Oh,
one. I know.
ouch.
It's a good name, though.
Oh,
There
man.
goes my
Let's
lunch
open
plans
that.
for tomorrow.
I wanna-
I know, I was
I
pretty
wanna
happy
open that
with it.
place.
And of course, my favorite, the Fire Pit and Mr. Fro's Barbershop, which is real.
It is real, yeah.
Yeah, it's off of It's out by like Kearney Mansion area. I had a job interview once out at this place called the No Youth Media, and across the street was a place called the Fire Pit and Mr. Fro's Barbershop, West Fresno style barbecue. And I was like,
West Fresno's finest.
I need to go.
Yeah, we need to know what West Fresno style barbecue is all about.
Oh
We
my
do. We
gosh.
should try it.
It's like
Yeah.
deep Fresno barbecue. It's gonna be. I just like the
I
idea
think
of
that was
getting
one of
a
the-
haircut.
I think that was one of the places in the running when we went. Now we have an episode from the past where
Yes,
we went
it
and
probably
ate
would have been
for
there,
the
yeah.
audience if they want to check that out.
I feel like those
But,
were those not all Mexican restaurants? Were they all
No,
types?
because I had like all types. This
Okay.
time it was all barbecue, but last time it
Yeah.
was all types. Yeah, yeah.
Huh.
What was there? There was something about
There was some amazing.
Mrs. Somethings and water, or
Like a Waterhouse. I
Yeah.
was trying to refine that. I don't think it's there anymore. Those were so good.
Wow.
Oh goodness.
Well, I can't.
me.
Okay, so I get to pick
get
the
to
place
pick,
we're gonna.
Yeah, you're gonna
we're
pick. So
go-
once
if
once
COVID
we're
ever
open,
ends.
if COVID ever ends.
COVID
and,
ever ends.
and
Although, we
if
don't-
these restaurants survive COVID.
Yeah, that's sad.
Because, I mean, that's already what's happened. I had a couple of them that I was on, like Just the Tip. There's a number of them that have all permanently shut down since
Yeah.
like March.
Because of
Oh,
COVID.
California Pizza Kitchen.
Oh,
right?
yeah, just closed down.
Really?
Yeah.
Also,
in
the
Fresno.
Applebee's on Cedar in Herndon.
They did.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
That's
a big
CPK's gone. Applebee, when big chains are closing, McDonald's is shutting down a bunch of chains.
I think
Not good.
every really McDonald's.
Yeah, McDonald's shutting down
Wow.
like 1,000 chains or something like that.
I think we should do like some kind of tally every week, like who didn't survive COVID, what
Oh,
business
my
didn't survive
goodness.
this
Yeah,
week.
let's do businesses, not who, because that'd be sad.
What's that?
Well,
stupid
well, no, yeah. I didn't mean who literally. I meant businesses.
Sorry.
Let's just list the names.
Yeah.
What's that stupid pizza place over there by that Applebee's that shut it down? It's where all the kids
John's
go.
Incredible?
John's, I hate that place. I hope
They
they
shut
go.
down?
I hope they do.
Oh, okay.
Man, I went to a birthday party with my kids. It's
So-
like just a cluster. It's like all
Yeah.
these kids running around, sticky
And
fingers.
it's loud and hot.
Oh, yeah.
Pizza everywhere. They're riding all these rides and they get sick and they throw up and you go, oh my god, this is horrible.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
they always go,
yeah.
can I have more money? We give you a bunch of free
Yeah.
tickets. No, I want more money. And they want to put them in the machine.
Yeah, and they do. They come out with all these tickets.
Yeah,
It's
and
like, what are they
put them
doing
in
with
there
all
and they
that?
get like an eraser.
You have
Yeah, exactly. They get a bouncing ball.
17,000 tickets. What will that buy me?
Yeah.
A
A
Chinese
frisbee.
finger trap.
That's
yeah,
his
yeah.
John's.
9-volt battery. Think what you could do with this.
But the kids love that stuff. Like my daughter goes by there. She's been to Chuck E. Cheese once, one birthday party, you know, and of course now it's all closed. Every time we go by there, I want to go, Dad. I want to go. I'm like, oh.
I think Chuck E. Cheese closed, right?
That's another place that's a dump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you remember
I
the
think
big one
closed.
out on Shaw?
Chuck E. Cheese?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
It used
yeah.
To, the only one
That
in
was the
town
one.
used to be way out on Shaw.
Sean West.
Yeah, Sean
in
West around that area.
Times Square,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Yeah.
shopping center.
That's
and
not
that
fair.
was one of the only ones that had the actual like animatronic band.
Mm-hmm.
I remember seeing the
remember
party and they had like the whole band. The curtain would open up every so often and the whole band
The whole
would play
band be
music.
going.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I've been there before. I don't remember a lot about it. It's a long time. Now, let me bring one up and see. I bet you Marty or Stu knows this one. Ready?
Yeah.
Pizza and Pipes.
Pipes.
Yeah, pizza and
You
pipes.
You guys
Yeah.
remember that? You
Pipes
guys
on
remember
Shields.
that?
Yeah, with the big
Yeah.
player, Oregon, and
Yeah,
every so often you
yeah.
get
I
those
know.
guys
I
playing
only
it.
remember going there once or twice, and it was like in the 80s. And wasn't it like dark and kind of scary in that building?
No, really not.
No?
And it was a Wurlitzer organ, right? The big Wurlitzer.
Yeah,
You ever
so,
seen
yeah.
the guy play it?
They just had.
That was awesome.
I don't know. I remember they had instruments though, all along
Yeah.
the roof or all along the roof
Back,
line.
wasn't it on Shields?
Ceiling.
Shields, yeah.
Yeah, it was on Shields. Yeah.
First
Now it's-
or something?
I don't know what it is now, but
There's a Target out there over there now. I mean, there
Scary
used to
Target,
be
yeah. We call that
what was
Scary
the name of
Target.
that?
Yeah.
Oh, Jimco. Used to be
yeah.
Jimco.
Yeah, I remember
Ages
Jimco.
ago.
That's
my
where
parents
Jimco
were in
was,
there,
huh?
and I wanted to
Jimco.
go in there, but you had to have a card.
Card,
to get in.
membership
And
card,
they wouldn't let me
yeah.
in, so I had to go with this other family, pretend like I was with them, just to go see my parents.
You hope you didn't get thrown out. Where's your card?
They wouldn't
son?
let a kid go into
No,
Jimco.
they were hardcore. It was crazy.
Wow.
I remember Montgomery Ward's also on Blackstone.
Montgomery Ward's,
Yeah.
Blackstone. Yeah, they had one in Fashion Fair too, right? Montgomery
did.
Ward's, where they had it downstairs.
Yeah, and the escalator was always weird because I was always afraid to get my head stuck in the
You could. I remember kids hitting their heads
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, I remember that. Because I think, was that where it eventually became, I think Penny's is there right now? Or no, it was Mervin's maybe? And I don't remember what's there right now.
I don't know.
But
I
I do
don't know
remember
what
that
took place.
escalator where you
Yeah.
could get your head caught and
Yeah.
like crushed. Yeah.
That was my biggest fear. It was weird.
I also remember near Montgomery Ward's there was Best, Remember Best? It wasn't Best
Best,
Buy.
yeah, yeah.
It was Best.
Best. Yeah, that's when they had that where you ordered it like through the catalog, put your number, and you go give it, and it comes out on the conveyor.
Yes, the conveyor belt was this magical thing for me when I was little. I used to love watching packages just slide down that conveyor belt.
That's like a Burlington Coat Factory now.
Yeah, now it's a Burlington.
You know, another place too they had was, what was it called? Consumers. They kind of the same thing.
Okay.
They were out there off of, was it Barstow, that corner of Barstow and Blackstone, right? It was a smaller, I think AutoZone is there now. The same type of deal. You'd put your number in or whatever your item number, and then the conveyor belt that comes out. I got my first ghetto blaster from that place. Yeah,
Shoot,
after I graduated to
one.
8th grade, first ghetto blaster.
Yeah, my brother worked at Best for a while, and he was like the connection to get Teddy Ruxpin when it was the hottest toy of the year.
That's awesome.
Yeah, my mom would get all these lists of her friends who wanted him. He would go, shit. So he would have to sack him away to get him later.
I remember Best. Yeah, my buddy and I went down there, and somebody had left a price gun out. I remember that.
Yeah.
So we were going around pricing everything, and they finally caught up to us and they told us, you guys need to get out of here. We're like, all right.
You know what's funny? I remember about Best was going there as a kid when baseball cards were really popular.
Oh, yeah.
And for whatever reason, somebody had like ripped into a box of baseball cards. And I noticed that they had like this hole in the side of it that somebody had just ripped in and taken packs out of. And there was like a span of like 3 months where I would go back and it would still be there. And so I was very, I felt very guilty about stealing. I didn't want to steal a whole pack, but I would steal like individual cards. So over the span of like 3 months, I pocketed about 6 or 7 baseball cards out of this like, box on the shelf that somebody else had busted into.
And now they're totally worthless, but you're still going to hell for that.
Yeah. You didn't get a Babe Ruth or anything.
No.
Yeah, Babe Ruth. How old are you, Justin?
Yeah.
Jeez. Well, back in the day.
It could have been a reissued one. Come on.
Oh, goodness. All right, guys, we are running out of time, so everybody come back next week for our next episode. We got some big stuff going on next week.
Big stuff.
Big stuff. We're
We're going to taste some beer next
We're
episode?
going to be talking about some, local business, some beer. We're going to do we're going to find out where raisins came from.
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought they were always
Interesting.
Yeah. Apparently they came to be. They
Yeah,
came to
yeah.
be. We're going to have some Don Schlick's pulls. We're going to have a lot of stuff. Miss a minute, miss a lot. You're going to want to
Miss
listen.
6 years.
All
See you 6 years from now. I gotta go pee. It's just out that door and buy a tree, right?
yeah, that works. Then you can go inside.